All right, guys, we're ready for Ask Amy. If you haven't already, please remember to hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel. We have a fun show for you guys today, and I can't wait for your questions.
All right, our first question's from Mindy, and she wants to know what's your guys' favorite thing to do with the girls at the beach?
Well, my favorite thing to do with them is probably just to take a beach walk. We like to start our day with the beach walk. We take Gus out for a walk, but I just like being out there anyway to start my day. Just a good way to kind of get centered. The kids probably would say the ice cream shop is their favorite thing to do here. We can golf cart down and get ice cream.
My favorite thing to do is to, I got this special cart with these little balloon beach tires, and I put the chairs and the umbrella on there and get a couple of beach toys and a little cooler and slide on out to the beach and set up and get under the shade and let the kids go down and play by the water. They have just gotten to this. We are sort of at this stage where when we first were out here for several years, they needed a lot more hands-on help them play, help them understand how to play at the beach, right? And certainly they're so small, you didn't want them to be.
They're just eating the sand.
Dangerous situations. Yeah. And if they're going to the water, you had to be there with them at all times. And now they're kind of to the point to where they can play together. They can stay in the shallow. They're not going to be in any danger by themselves. We're right there 20, 30 feet away at the most. And we can sit there and kind of, just enjoy the breeze and people watch. It's so much fun. That's my favorite thing. It's the only reason why we even have a beach house. If we couldn't
enjoy the beach,
if we couldn't do that, if we couldn't enjoy that aspect of the beach, to me, this we could just be anywhere.
Right.
I wouldn't care. But
yeah.
Do
they like to build sandcastles or anything like that?
Yeah, we've got a lot of
sandcastle
toys.
Yeah.
They do drip castles too, where they were doing that yesterday. Where they just did you do that as a kid? Like you just take your hand with the muddy sand and just like drip big globby sand, like peaks. Oh, they're doing that too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's fun.
They like to get buried. They want to be buried.
Yes, Daddy has to make them mermaids.
They like to get buried, from the waist down, get buried, and then you draw a mermaid tail.
Mm-hmm.
They like that, and then
I just like to dig a big hole. That was my thing.
Yeah.
See how far I can dig before I get tired.
That's a good way to tire you out.
Yeah.
Guarantee.
Our next one's from Danielle. She wants to know what's the funniest things one of your girls has ever done in public. And she says, for example, one time my son dropped something in church and said, "Damn it," and the whole congregation laughed, and she was mortified. So what's one of the funniest things your girls have done in public?
Oh, I don't know, to be honest. Going to Louie's and watching her, throw spaghetti all over the place and slide into anything they do that's like slightly embarrassing, you feel like it's bigger than it actually looks like to everyone else around you. But I don't know. So for me, having to take them to the bathroom, I'm always worried about what they're going to say when they're in the restroom. Like you have to be very conscious of what you tell them to call number one and number two, because they're going to say that out loud very, very inappropriately. The timing is going to be what it is.
Yeah, I had a bit of an experience like that where I took them. Amy, this was a couple years ago. Amy was gone, and I had a day planned to take the girls and do some stuff, and I was really trying to make this an awesome day, and I wanted Amy to, I wanted to impress Amy as much as I wanted the girls to really enjoy it. So I took them. They love the American Girls dolls, so I took them down to South Charlotte to that store, and I was like, guys, we're going to go in here. We're going to take our time. We're going to look at everything. They have all kinds of toys and things, and we'll take our time. We'll walk around the store as long as you want. And eventually, you pick a doll, and we'll call it a day. That was part of the day. And we drive down there, and we're walking through like J.C. Penney's to get to this American Girls doll store. But and they're like, "Hey, I need to use the bathroom," and I did too. I had to pee real bad, so I had to take both girls into the men's bathroom. And so, which was a problem. So,
which is a problem.
Yeah, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go in here. Hope there's no men. Hope I'm not intruding on somebody using the restroom. It was empty, so I get them both in the stall, and all three of us in this tiny little, 3x6 stall are trying to pee and not get, not touch anything, and and while we're in there, men are coming in and out, to pee and do whatever they do, right? And I'm like, the girls are giggling because they hear the men fart and stuff like that.
What the world?
And yeah, and so it was a big deal. And but luckily, we, nothing else, nothing. You get done and you leave, and that's that. It is what it is. It's embarrassing as hell, and you don't want it to be. You don't want it to be a thing.
Yeah.
It's traumatic, right, for them in any way. And so that was pretty tough because, well, that's the only thing is like when you're a girl dad and you have them out and they need to use a bathroom, it's like, it's a tough situation. So it's not like mom can just take them into the girls' room and go to the bathroom. So you get a little nervous about that, but.
So far, we haven't had anything like totally random and embarrassing, but I don't know. Pooping in the pool is probably pretty damn embarrassing. It's up there. When you have to call someone to help you when your husband's not around and it's something like that, it's embarrassing.
Mm-hmm. That's good. Good to know. Christy wants to know, what's your favorite girls' trip and why?
Ooh, we've had a lot of really good girls' trips. One that stands out is Anguilla. We went for my bachelorette. And we all stayed in this gigantic house that had like all these open air little bungalows that kind of connected with the roof line. It was incredible. And we literally just danced and played. We had a chef cooking us breakfast every morning. So we at least had breakfast. And we went out on the boats and we just enjoyed. Everybody was just free. Like it was a perfect group of people. Everybody had a great time. We've been to Key West together and had a blast for someone's 40th birthday. We had challenged her to have 40 shots. So and it feels like, I don't know, it was only a 3-day trip. So that's a lot of shots for 3 days. She did it. I don't know. Everybody says they kind of lost a kitty life on that one. We've had a lot. I dare share too many details, but.
What about the one you took recently in Miami?
That was amazing too. That was more of like a sophisticated girls trip. We all got dressed up and had a good old time. Yeah, I mean, before it was just debaucherous, like we're all wild and crazy and dancing and, drinking as much as we can.
Is there a place that you'd like to go on a girls' trip that you haven't yet that you would recommend somebody go?
I have been to Nashville on one. That's a lot of fun. You can like have all kinds of fun in Nashville without having to try too hard. So I would say you should absolutely go there. I don't know, Miami is good. Key West is good. Anywhere in the island, like it just depends on. Oh, I want to go to Nantucket.
Key West?
Key West is good. Yeah, I want to go to Nantucket with girls. That would be fun. I don't feel like Dale would appreciate it as much as a bunch of girls would. So that one's on my list.
It's like a Charleston vibe.
Kind of, yeah, yeah,
yeah. Next question is from Dom, and he wants to know what album has no skips that you guys enjoy.
Ooh, an album that we share, Ralph, that has no skips.
Or some deep tracks, maybe, that you're like, you got to listen to these.
I got it.
We've been listening a lot of Stevie Nicks lately.
Now, me and you will agree on this.
Okay, what is it?
Lord Huron, Strange Trails.
Strange Trails, yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah.
We tried to get Lord Huron to come play for the wedding, and they were on tour in Europe.
Lord Huron, Strange Trails is one that I think we both agree on.
That's true.
We both. But I would say for me, Amy, do you have one on your own?
I mean, if I put on anything country, like 90s country, I'm going to listen to the whole thing. Anything George Strait, Alan Jackson, I would just listen to the whole thing.
For me, the Dreamwalker record from Angels and Airwaves. That thing came out, and it was like, what's your favorite dessert, Tim's?
Brownies.
Brownies? Like, what could you just sit down and just eat and eat a ton of?
Oh, tacos.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. It was like you had just met tacos for the first time.
Oh.
And you're like, and you had this big plate of tacos. And you're like, God dang, these are awesome. I'm just going to sit here and enjoy all these. That was what it was like when the Dreamwalker record came out. And I could not get enough. And me and Amy took an Airstream to this HOA just to hang out for a day or two. And I think we had Isla.
We had
No?
nothing but Killer
What?
and
We didn't
Junebug.
have me, you, and Killer and Junebug?
Yeah.
Well, we go park at this HOA, and I'm like, I'm gonna get some firewood. I'm gonna build a fire. I'm gonna get my Bud Light. I'm gonna sit down, drink beer. This is awesome. And I put that damn record on, and about 2 hours goes by, 3, maybe it's 10 hours, whatever. Amy's like, "Hey, can you play another
Can we
record?
switch this, please?
Can we change it to something else? Like this is the same."
I'm in this weird
thing."
loop. I need out.
I know. I was like, "This is the best."
It was a long
Still
time
thinks-
ago. That was back when we had Killer.
Yeah, yeah. It was a great record.
Yeah.
I have a buddy who has a playlist. He plays the same 8 songs from the same generation in the 80s, and it will go all day if he's having a party. I'm like, can we please play something else?
That's like,
But
Yeah.
that's enough
They-
to
they
drive
are-
people crazy.
they are great songs, but after the third time hearing them, I'd like to hear something else.
I-
Or make
Yeah.
the playlist longer. That's
Agreed.
just what I'm saying.
That's
sure.
like when someone asks you that question, like if you had one song that you had to listen to, or you only got one song or one album or one artist even.
There's no
There's
answer.
no
for
right
that.
answer because you're going to go
No.
freaking nuts no matter who it is.
Yeah,
Yeah, 100%.
that's a
It changes every
recipe
week.
for insanity.
Yeah.
Yeah. yeah. Next question is from Sandy. She wants to know if you guys have ever attended a high school reunion and if you have any advice for her. She's attended the first one.
I
10 year, I guess.
I have
but-
I've never attended one. I've never been invited to one. No. They have had them and they did them in it was like a Facebook invitation kind of thing, which I didn't have. But nobody tried to find me. So I never went back.
I never have either, and I wanted to, and so I actively would be like, trying to find out where this information might be, or who might be in charge of it, or if anybody was orchestrating something like that. And there were a couple times where our class got together, and I know from a person that attended, it was like 6 people, and they met at a park. It wasn't like a. Yeah, in my mind, the class reunion happens at the gym, at the school. Everyone's there.
Yeah.
You're seeing all your
Like a
people
prom
you haven't seen
redo.
in 10, 20. Yeah, right. That's what I thought it would be. And I'm like, I couldn't wait for that to happen in my life. I was like, oh, man, because I was this little punk, short dude nobody thought was ever going to do anything.
And you didn't even go to your own prom.
And yeah, I didn't go to any. I didn't go to prom. I skipped all that bull. I was like, man, I can't wait to go back and see how everybody's doing. But also, hey, I kind of turned out all right, and I was excited to see how people felt about that.
They wanted to walk in going, "How do you like me now?"
A little
Yeah.
bit, but we never did. We never did have those like a genuine reunion. But there were a couple times where some people orchestrated some things. I did this weird thing, not to hijack this, and Amy will remember this. Probably about 5 years ago. I don't know why I got caught up or hung up on this, but I had like a group of 4 close friends from high school that I don't talk to anymore. I hadn't talked to in 20 years. And they've went on to do whatever they do, right? Some awesome, some maybe not so great, have had some difficult times, but I reached out to them and went and had lunch with them.
He was on like a reunion tour of
And,
his own. He would reach out to these people that he used to be kind of close with. Be
Yeah.
like, I want to know what these people are up to now. And I want to rekindle
Yeah.
whatever it is.
Yeah. I loved it. And, and I think they did. They enjoyed it too. Met a couple of them at some local restaurants for lunch around town. And I mean, I hadn't talked to these people forever. It was completely awkward. But after a few minutes, you're like, man, you remember, you start telling stories about, and hey, have you heard from this person and all that stuff? And it starts to become a really rewarding, fulfilling sort of hour and a half long lunch. And then at the end, you're like, hey, I don't know if we're
Probably not ever going to see you again, but this was fun.
see each other. Yeah, but I just really been thinking about you. I wanted them to know, like, even though we hadn't talked in 20 years and we're not technically like what you would categorize as friends, but I think about you. I think about what you might be doing. I remember having so much fun and you were such a great friend then, and so I wonder where you are and what you're doing. So it was kind of cool to do that. If you can't have the reunion, as you dreamed of a class reunion might happen in your mind, or like you saw in the movies, that's kind of a neat way to at least connect to those core people that were really part of your everyday.
I feel like guys, if they haven't seen each other in a while, they're able to just like 20 years kind of go back to like nothing happened. It's like a
Exactly.
Yeah.
weird
Yeah.
little trait we have that's like
Yeah.
it doesn't. I have to talk to you for 20 more years, but picks right back up.
We were at Barcelona one day, Amy and a buddy of mine. We ran into one of my old friends.
I know Isla was with you, wasn't she?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. An old friend of mine. He's doing great, but that was pretty cool.
Well, I don't live anywhere near like where anyone that I grew up with lives, you know. So I keep up with my ex cheerleading friends and things on Instagram. I'm DMing with people like that now. And so, you know, I wasn't on Facebook way back when we were doing the actual reunions. So that's why I didn't get invited, but I'm able to talk to the people that I actually was friends with. So it's good. Everybody's busy. You know, like even if we did live close, we probably wouldn't see each other anymore.
Would you go back if they invited you to your next one?
I don't know. I
You
would be
have to.
scared.
I would
It
encourage
would
her
feel
to
like
do
the
it.
first day of school all over
I'd
again.
go with you.
That definitely wouldn't be going. Like I'm going by myself.
Oh, I can't go?
Uh-uh.
What? You're not supposed to take a +1?
I think you can. I don't know if we should take you. I'd be like bringing Santa Claus to the party. I kind of feel like that.
Okay.
Don't get offended.
All right.
I'm not offended at all. I just hate I'm gonna miss out on it.
What's not happening? We don't have to get upset. happening.
It's happening. Oh yeah.
We're gonna cut
It's
the clip.
we've
and we can send it.
we have willed this into existence.
Oh.
It's gonna happen. You're gonna get the invitation now.
We'll see how to be continued.
That's a good way to stop Ask Amy for today.
All right. Thank you guys for your questions, Dale. We always have fun with those. And please remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't already. And also check out our merch at shop.dirtymomedia.com. You can see a lot of fun stuff there. And we'll see you next week.